And good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Coach's Corner West. We are this week here at Bucyrus High School, and today we're going to be talking with members of the wrestling team. We will have boys basketball, and we will have girls basketball as a wrap-up. And we want to remind you that one of the things that keeps us on the air and on our podcasts are our sponsors. We're brought to you in part by Adam Weisner and Associates at Advanced Fiber Technology, Coach Tim Plumley at Mohegan Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation, Matt Studer at Spitzer Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and Kia in Mansfield, Rob Lust at Edgefield Animal Clinic in Marion, Matt Ramsey, John Ziegler, Drew Young, Frank Heinlein and Associates at Bucyrus Blades, and Roger Brown at Winks Lock and Safe. And we have with us, as I said, Coach Shane Kokensparger with the boys wrestling, with the wrestling team. We have actually a girl wrestler.
Yes.
Yeah, you had a couple of them earlier in the year.
We do. We still have three. Their regionals is coming up in 2 weeks.
Okay. All right. So they're still wrestling as
They
well.
are.
Yeah.
Yep.
And kind of nice to get a girls program kicked off.
It is. Harper has a couple wins for us this year. Actually competitive wins, not just forfeits. So she did wrestle a young lady from Lexington. Beat her 10-5 last Wednesday. She did take second place this weekend at the N10 tournament. So she's grown. She's gotten better, and she's matured on the mat over the past 3-4 months.
Okay, good. And, well, just recently you completed the N10 tournament, not without a little bit of controversy.
Right,
But
yeah, right. So, yeah, the controversy is were the 106 and 113 points added into the final team score. They're working through that. It is a computer issue, which means we would have taken second place over Seneca East. But 6 in one hand, half a dozen in another. Mohawk was still the team to beat.
Yeah. Yes.
We did compete very well throughout the weekend. We've competed well all season. We are 9-8 in dual meets. We did go to the illustrious gold medal duels. We traveled up to Anthony Wayne High School to wrestle D1 Anthony Wayne and Sylvania Southview. We have wrestled everyone that we possibly could to get our kids ready for this postseason push.
Yeah. And when you're wrestling in those bigger programs, that's going to, even though not all the weight classes are going to be like the ones you're going to face, probably a lot of them are.
Right. And, you know, what we did is why we went to some of these, they had full programs. You know, we're able to fill a full squad. So we want to go up and we want to go wrestle teams that have full squads. I don't want just someone to go in and take a forfeit and then not be able to get the competitive balance of a match. So my goal this year was really just to try and get every kid as many matches as possible just to get them ready. I like to call it battle tested.
Sure.
We train all year for this week. This is the week whether if you're top 4, you move on. If you're not, you go home. And I have 3 people with me that I definitely believe will be going on to the district tournament. Harper won't wrestle until the 5th.
When the girls tournament.
And Olentangy Orange.
Okay.
So her regional's not then, but I have Grady Weber, who took second at the N10s. Lost by 2, very close match. Were back points given? Should they have been given? It's one of those controversial, but he's got 4 or 5 losses this year by 1 point or 2 points or less. Nate Zering started off the year really strong this year, winning the BIT. He's had a little lull over the middle of the season, but you know he finished second this week at the N10. And we have Sawyer Cooper, who again started off really strong. Middle of the season, had a couple injuries he was fighting, but turned around and just won the N10s for us at 132 pounds this past weekend. So we're looking for big things for these guys, and they're all underclassmen. They will all be back next year.
Okay.
We're looking at how can we improve not only to get ready for sectionals, but how do we improve over the summer and throughout the rest of the off season.
Now, how many total wrestlers do you have in the program or currently?
So currently still wrestling, we have about 20, but now there's only 14. It's you take your 14 best, and that's all. You can't enter extras in a sectional tournament. You can't enter, you know, it is what it is.
During the regular season, that's good to have
Yes.
because you have people that fill in for injuries, for
Right.
instance. And
But now you have to submit a lineup. We submitted ours, and we're gonna roll with the kids who got us there.
And wrestling's one of those things that kind of is self-explanatory. Your record is what it is.
It is what it is.
And, look, the points you earn, whatever.
So as I told him today as we ended practice, I don't care. We do have one wrestler right now who's 45-2. But going into sectionals right now, you're 0-0.
Mhm.
There is one guy in Ohio High School Athletic Association history who went in to sectionals with 0 wins and came out of state champ. Now he was only 0-2. He got hurt in the first tournament, came back. Now that's without being said, but everyone's 0-2.
Sure.
Everyone's 0-0 right now. And your object is to get on the podium. Top 4, move on.
Sure.
So top 4, and we are in the toughest sectional for D3. It's going.
That N10 was a good indicator.
Yes, but not only do we have Mohawk at ours or Seneca East at our sectional, you're adding state powerhouse Edison. You're adding Monroeville, New London, Plymouth.
All good programs.
Yes, all solid. St. Paul's going to be there where they have a state champ coming back. So our D3 district, bar none, is the toughest sectional in the state.
Wow. Well, challenges there.
It is,
Challenges
and
later.
that's what the kids,
Yeah.
that's what they're ready for.
Okay, well, we're going to come back and talk to the kids here after we mention a few more of our sponsors. Lee Plymel at the Plymel Insurance Group, Bucyrus and Galligan, Hannah Newton at Wendy's, Bucyrus and Upper Sandusky, North Central State College, Mansfield, and the Crawford Success Center, Bucyrus, Tabitha Smith and Associates at Waycraft Industries, Rod Steiger and Associates at Pizza Hut, Bucyrus and Galligan, the provider for the Coach's Corner show since 1992, since its inception. That's your pizza that you're going to be having coming up here. And the Burkhardt family at Burkhardt Farm Sales, your Case IH dealer on the Manette in Winchester Road. First of all, we have Sawyer Cooper. Now, Sawyer, tell us, everybody, a little bit about you individually as far as weight classes, what you've accomplished, what your record is, that kind of thing.
So far I have about 25-ish wins, most I've had in a while. I, like Coach K said, I was having a very good start to the season, and then the middle kind of hit a wall where I was inconsistent. And then, like, within the last 2 weeks, I started getting everything back together and eventually won the league. So.
Good for you.
Mm-hmm.
And your overall record is,
I
he said
Yeah.
25-ish wins, all right?
25-ish. He'll pull out the exact.
He'll have it. He'll have it. So you're in your what? You're a junior this year?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Sawyer Cooper's 25-17.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's pretty nice to have a record of 25-17. It kind of probably speaks to the strength of your schedule that you wrestled.
It does.
To be able to win the.
When we went to the Napoleon duels, Sawyer, he may have won 1 or 2 matches that entire weekend. It was a buzzsaw of a tournament, and we didn't back away. We didn't shy away from anyone. But I compliment him on his tenacity
Sure.
to get back out there after. I don't have to ever worry about him mentally, even though I know he fights it inside sometimes. Am I good enough? But he'll never display it on the outside. We know if we put him on the mat, he's going to give us everything he's got every second of the match.
Yeah.
So that's one reason Sawyer is one of our captains.
Mhm.
He's able to just fight through some internal things and give us everything he's got. And it proved this week at the N10s.
Sure. Okay. We'll look for big things from him at the sectionals.
He is a
hopefully.
district qualifier from last year.
There
So
you go. So another a repeat as a sophomore that was.
A sophomore.
Yeah, so in a tough section.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, congratulations.
Thank
Good
you.
luck this weekend.
Thank you.
We have next Harper Boggs. Harper, you're one of the girl wrestlers. First year doing this, right?
Yep.
How is it for a girl to wrestle? And I know you're wrestling other girls mostly, right? Some of both. You've done both.
Harper has 34 matches this year, and 6 of them have been against girls.
Oh,
That's
wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So it is primarily against the boys.
Yeah.
How is that? Do the boys do you think they have an issue with it, or is they just view you as another wrestler?
Some of them I think have an issue, but mostly it's just another match, and they don't really care.
Okay, good. So how have you liked wrestling in your first year?
It's been a challenge, but it's a good challenge. I enjoy it a lot.
I know you're a runner mostly, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's kind of your primary, or has been up till this year at least.
Yeah, but I think wrestling is pretty close with running now. It's really good.
Oh,
I
good.
love it.
Okay. So you're looking forward to next year?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Good deal. And by the way, for those of you who don't know, Harper's behind the scenes with us at the radio station as well. So
Yeah.
she actually helped set this thing up for us today and helped John bring the pizzas in. So, well, good luck in your district, or they just go to
They go to
regional?
regionals and state.
Because there's not as many teams.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll look for big things from you as well. Okay. Next we have Grady Weber, and Grady, tell us about your weight classes and what and your accomplishments so far this year.
I wrestle the 113 weight class, and I have about, I think I'm like 27 and 15.
27 and 15, and Grady leads the team in near fall 2 points. So he has 18 sets of those
Wow.
as a freshman. So it's pretty solid.
Yeah. Yeah. And so just tell us a little bit about this. Will be your first varsity sectional tournament, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what kind of vibes do you get from that, from the other wrestlers even?
I'm a little bit nervous about it, but like, I had like lower expectations for what I was gonna be able to do like at the beginning of the year, because I didn't know, because I was a freshman and I was gonna be wrestling like upperclassmen.
Sure.
But now like I proved like to myself that I can compete.
Good. Yeah. So it's a mental thing a lot
It
of
is.
times.
It is.
Yeah.
With Grady, I hate to step in, but he's got 6 matches, 5 or 6 matches with 2 points or less, and on 4 of them he's been on top, getting ready to turn the guy. And sometimes Grady just needs that little switch in the third period where you start seeing him get frustrated. Then he starts turning on a different level.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but I look for Grady. Grady is on pace right now. If he holds par, to be one of the winningest wrestlers of all time at Bucyrus with 27
Oh.
wins as a freshman.
I was gonna say, when you're winning that much as a freshman,
Yeah.
that's
So-
a lot of times it's hard to get a spot. If all the weight classes are filled, you come in as a freshman, you may not get your spot.
Grady was earlier in the year Cary Classic champion. I believe he's placed at every tournament we've been in as a freshman. So,
Wow.
but
Good.
you can go ahead
Yeah.
and keep going with
Yeah.
Grady. I talk for him
Well,
too much.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Congratulations on that. And you play other sports as well?
Yeah, I do track and football.
Oh,
and
okay.
Sometimes baseball.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you have to choose between that track and baseball, probably, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know there have been some athletes that have tried both, but you really have to really commit to one, and the other one's kind of
Right.
when you can squeeze it in, sort of thing. But okay, well, good luck in the sectionals this weekend. And last we have Nate Zaring, and you're a junior, Nate.
Yes,
Okay. And what weight class do you wrestle in?
285.
Okay, so you're in the big weight class.
Yeah.
So that's a challenge, obviously, when you're wrestling some pretty big guys, some pretty big, tough guys. Now, how have you done so far this year?
I think I'm 23 and 19 and 20.
Okay, all right, so winning record again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nate did start off the year winning the Bucyrus Invitational tournament for us. He did start off being state ranked, but he started off the season at like 270, and he's down to like 225 right now. So he's lost about 50 pounds
And wrestling 285.
in wrestling. So he's given up a little size, but he competes. He is a returning district alternate. I do think that he will end up going to districts this year based on the seeds and who is there.
Okay.
But he's got to believe in himself.
Yep, again, it's part of
It
it's
is.
the mind, yeah, okay. And I know you play other sports, you play football for sure, right?
I play football and I'm going to do track this year.
Oh, okay, all right. So your dad will be happy to hear that.
Probably.
Okay, good deal. Well, good luck this weekend on the sectionals, and we hope you guys bring home a sectional championship. It'd be great to advance, right?
Well, it's a tall task. I think Monroeville will be the sectional champs. I'd like to see us get 4 or 5 guys over
Sure.
to Rossford.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I'll get some final thoughts from the coach after we recognize the sponsors: Blythe Friedley and Todd McDougal at Friedley and Company Insurance, New Washington; Ted Coder at Monarch Body Shop in New Washington; The Ohio State University at Marion, a Big Ten education close to home; Dwayne McCombs at Poet Grain of northwest of Marion; Mike Kleinite at Ag Credit, Residential Lending, Bucyrus, Mount Gilead, Marion; Dr. Thomas M. Britton at Clubview Vision Center in Bucyrus; Dr. Erica Schieber at Bucyrus Veterinary Service; and Lou Ann Krebs at River's Edge Embroidery, Screen Printing, and Signs in Marion. So, Coach, you're going to let them eat pizza today, but then they'll start getting the weight by Saturday.
So, yeah, we had practice at 9 o'clock this morning. Everyone's pretty close to weight. We're not battling any real weight cuts. Everyone's been great all year, but we strive for we train for day 3. That's what I've always preached from day 1. Day 3 is the placement round at state tournament. So if you train for day 3 and you fall short, it's okay.
Yeah.
It is 100% okay to fall short of goals.
Sure.
It's not okay to give up. So I could care less if a wrestler is 0-50 and they've never given up. That means more to me than someone going 15-0 being a state champ, who is full of themselves and doesn't think of the team.
Sure.
But right now,
Yeah.
going into sectionals, it's all individual.
Sure.
It's individual goals.
Yeah.
It's I mean, I'm not trying to win a sectional tournament as a team. I'm trying to have each individual kid do as best they can in the postseason.
Sure.
So
Good deal.
that's
Okay.
where we stand.
Well, good luck this weekend.
Thank
Appreciate you guys. It's another holiday for the Bucyrus turn in the coach's corner, and so we've hit a couple of holidays here, but we've worked through it. And
Sounds good. I appreciate your time.
coaches-
Appreciate y'all here, Dan.
Okay. And next up, we will have with us Bucyrus boys basketball.